Make our way to the desert house. Your keen eyes detect a secluded cave in the near distance. Exploring it would definitely be a good use of your time. Shaky Dog Cave? Sure. Jesus, that's really in the distance. My god, we have eyes like a hawk. Welcome back, everybody, to West of Loathing. Man, it feels good playing this game, but to be truthful, I don't exactly remember what we did on the last episode. We found a bunch of stuff, we wandered around, and goddamn, I still can't get over how big this map is. But I'm thinking we're going to start this episode off by wandering a little bit, finding anything. So you spot a store on the horizon. Perhaps you could exchange meat for goods and services there. You discovered a new map location, Button Willow McKittrick Store. Yeah, fuck it, let's go there now. Oh, it's way the hell up there. I think we were at the desert. Yeah, if I go back to the map for a minute, I believe we were at the desert house in Staren's Ranch. I believe, because if I recall correctly, we did find some spirit ghost girl who I know is a bad thing, but I don't really remember a whole lot else. Anyway, here we have shelves laden with various goods. All a good time. Anyway, hey, what's going on there? Woman behind the counter stares at you with a huge grin on her face. She gestures at the goods she's got for sale. Okay, she has a bar of soap, desert eating and drinking. It contains everything you need to know to turn the harsh, unforgiving desert into your own personal buffet. I mean, I'll take a needle. You can't go wrong with a needle. There was something I could do with a needle, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway, let's get on out of there. What did that say about that? Barrel smells like pickles and looks like an empty pickle barrel. Oh, that's usually a good sign. Eek. Oh, hey, we got a perk. Mostly scabs. I don't know what... I'm assuming it's from walking into that. Hey, we got a toilet pistol at one point. 3 to 4. Not as good as a deputy pistol. Yeah, I don't know what that perk did, to be honest. Character. It's somewhere around here. Mostly scabs. You've been poked by so many cactuses that your body has built up an entire extra set of skin capillaries just to deal with the constant tiny puncture wounds. Plus 5 to the maximum HP. That's not too bad. I'll accept it. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick double check here on the map to make sure. Let's make our way to the desert house. Your keen eyes detect a secluded cave in the near distance. Exploring it would definitely be a good use of your time. Shaky Dog Cave? Sure. Jesus, that's really in the distance. My god, we have eyes like a hawk. Alright, what's up? How can I help you? It's your partner. Hey there, Suzy. There's another ranch out this way, the Butterfield Ranch dairy farmer mainly. Alright, we'll check it out. We got Butterfield Ranch. Interesting. What do you think we should do next? If we're looking to get a move on westward, I reckon the train's the way to go. Didn't that map the hostel gave you have a marker for some railroad camp or other? Might be worth checking out. That's a good idea. In the meantime, does this do anything? I don't have any foraging. I was gonna say foraging. Alright, I've been playing this game for too long. There's a plaque bulged. How do you... Alright, read it. Record of the events of the expedition to and into Shaky Dog Cave, November of 1887, as recorded by Jim Plagrape. Okay. Well... There's a plaque here, having acquired through various and sundry means a story which is interesting in its own right, but better be saved for another time. A map perpetrating to lead to a large cache of jewels and ingots of precious metals hidden by the infamous highwaymen and train robber Black Coal Jr. in the years before the cows came home. I, Jim Blackred, along with 3 compatriots, those being Nathaniel Wyman, Cyrus Howard, and Douglas Watts, set out to find Shaky Dog Cave and the aforementioned treasure. Okay, do we find anything here? Our equipment and provisions consisted of 1 cart and a horse to pull it, 4 additional horses to be ridden, 2 shovels, a spade, and a mining pick, a large coil of rope, 1 large basket of eggs, as well as an assortment of other trail provisions and cookware, my own collection of blank plaques for engraving tools, and 1 large and shaggy dog and a butt fort. Okay, anything else here though? After traveling for 2.5 days to the south and the east, we arrived at a small town named Dirtwater, the largest settlement in the vicinity of Shaky Dog Cave. Leaving the dog to watch the horses, the 4 of us entered the local saloon and each ordered a beer except Cy, who was satisfied with water. This is becoming a weird, long-winded story. The barman provided our drinks as requested, and then withdrew a small wooden box from underneath the bar, asking if we'd care to witness something real interesting. Considering that we still had quite a few hours left to travel, we politely declined and asked him if he knew the way to Shaky Dog Cave. He replied that he had never been there personally, but gave us rough directions, which correlated nicely with the notes on our map. Okay. Upon leaving the saloon, we discovered to our dismay that some unknown villain had tampered with our wagon. Fortunately, the only supplies missing were the butt fur and the entire basket of eggs, apart from the one that Doug had concealed within a pocket for safekeeping. We also discovered that the dog had absconded with one of the horses, forcing Nate and Cy, after a drawing of lots, to share. I see. Okay. After requiring a barrel of fresh water for the trip, as well as a replacement buffer, we headed out to the open desert. The sun shone down mercilessly upon us, though we took our small solstice in the fact that we would have been far more intolerable if we had made this expedition during the summer months rather than November. In order to pass the time on the trip and resist becoming dazed from the heat and susceptible to the desert mirages, we exchanged stories of our youth, which I will not be retelling here for reasons of length. Yeah, this isn't long-winded at all, is it? Here we go. However, I will relate to the odd occurrence that happened to us during our trek through the desert. The first was 2 or 3 hours of dirt water, when Nate noticed a glint of sunlight upon a metallic object partially buried in the sand. This was revealed to be a brass oil lamp of foreign design and manufacture, which fortuitously still contained a quantity of oil. Deciding this might come in handy, we stashed it away in the wagon with our other tools. Holy shit, this cave is huge. Okay. Our next encounter was with a nomadic goblin tribesman who we discovered spoke excellent English. It inquired as to our destination, and we replied that we were looking for Shaggy Dog Cave, though we did not disclose the reason for our journey. Goblin confirmed that we were heading on the correct course and mentioned that he only had a short time earlier witnessed a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in the same direction. We all agreed that this was an unusual sight indeed and continued our way. Okay. How many plaques? Jesus. Sometime later, we encountered a large adobe hut occupied by 2 identical-seeming old men with wild hair and long white beards. They invited us to take shelter from the heat, which we gratefully accepted, and introduced themselves as hermits. This struck me as peculiar, given that there were 2 of them, but I felt it would be rude to question them on that point. Isn't a hermit usually one secluded? Anyway, not important. One of the hermits confirmed that we were near Shaggy Dog Cave, and the other hermit confirmed that this is what his brother said was true. They also commented that they had seen a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in that direction. We all agreed that this was an unusual sight indeed. The hermits refreshed our water supply in exchange for our Bedford, and we continued on our way, excited to be finally nearing our goal. Okay. After 2 more hours, we finally arrived at Shaggy Dog Cave, carefully keeping our excitement in check. Lest we becoming cautious, we unloaded our equipment and supplies from the wagon and took a brief respite in the cool shade of the cave entrance. To celebrate our arrival, Doug unpocketed and shared the egg he had saved from our basket that had been stolen in dirt water. Once we were arrested, we decided the time had come to explore the cave. Holy shit. Discovering that we had neglected to pack torches, lanterns, or any other light source with which to illuminate the cave, we declared that it was indeed fortuitous that Nate had discovered that antique oil lamp during our travels. He gave the brass a quick shine and then lit the wick, and we were relieved to discover that it lit easily and provided a very adequate amount of light. Alright, what happened next? As we headed into the cave, we were further encouraged by the fact that the floor was quite even and easy to traverse, and there were no side passages which might cause us to become lost. Despite this, I resolved to hang a number of plaques to mark our progress through the cave, and engrave them with the tale of our journey, such that others who discover the cave after us might be entertained and edified by our story. Alright, this is making me go slightly crazy, hence the missteps. Mess-ups, word slips. Soon we came to the end of our tunnel, while Nate, Cy, and Doug took turns with the excavation. I completed the last of the aforementioned blocks, and it was only a matter of perhaps an hour before Cy's shovel struck a wooden surface with a hollow noise, and we hauled a traditionally styled treasure chest out of the hole with great excitement. What was in the thing? Just nothing? Plaques? The chest was locked with an ancient rusting iron padlock which broke easily from a single swing of our pickaxe. We opened the lid slowly, and the flickering light of the antique oil lamp shone brilliantly upon jewels of every color and shining ingots of precious metals, just as promised by the legends of Black Hole Jr. Joyous at our triumph. Black Hole Jr. Joyous at our triumph, we loaded the chest in our wagon and began the journey home. Thank you for reading, and may your own endeavors be equally successful. So wait, is that all that was in here? God damn it, there's nothing in there, so that's where the treasure was. Wait, is there nothing in this whole cave then? Well, goddamn game. I mean, it was a nice story. I'll give it that. It was mostly a solid story. The man had decent. Why are we like Zoidberging? out of this area. The man had decent writing ability, so I'll give him that, and I'll say it was a joy to... God damn, this was a long goddamn cave. Can you imagine actually writing? Oh, Jesus. Game, I hate trolls. I hate whenever games troll me. Holy shit, we read a lot of plaques getting in here, didn't we? Well, I mean, we did read almost 10 minutes of plaques. Nothing is in here. Let's get the hell out of here. This place sucked. Anything here? No, that's right. What did that say? It's a beer barrel cactus? Alright. Right. Back to the map. Let's go to the desert house. I think that was, you were spying an empty whiskey bottle sitting on top of a fence post. Let's, try to shoot it. The single crack shot, you shoot and crack the single bottle. Nice shooting. Hey, wait, we leveled up our moxie. Well, that's useful. Is this where... Right, the thing. Do we have... Oops, not that. Do we have meat or anything? Just out of curiosity, something to... No, I think we were actually in the middle of that. Yeah, because we also had a goblet of blood. If I go to Stern's Ranch, you encounter an overturned wagon. Looks like a family of especially illiterate homesteaders met an ultimate end here. Tragic. You pore over Detrius and manage to find exactly one book that is both undestroyed and remotely interesting to you. Good night, The Modern Snake Oiler. It's an old back issue of a popular magazine for snake oilers. Ooh, we can get a new skill. Let's quickly use that, shall we? Here it is. Read it. There's a fold-out chart listing all the hottest new poisons. It gives expert poisoner a passive skill that multiplies the amount of poison you apply to enemies when you poison them. There's an article entitled Debilitating Toxins, Where Are They Now? Gives bad medicine and combat skill that reduces Daggett's moxie. And there's a letter to the editor from a woman in Wyoming who had an amazing idea. What if you shot somebody 3 times instead of just once? Gives Banhammer. Combat skill lets you quickly do 3 range. Oh, cool. And I only learned the 1? Let's learn Fanhammer. You unload round after round on a nearby cactus just to see how it feels. It feels pretty good. Unfortunately, a spray spark from one of your shots sets the magazine on fire and you're unable to prevent it from being destroyed. Kinda figured that would happen. I'm also pretty terrible. Yeah, this. We need safe cracking. Pile of loose boards. This food. I don't know why we never got the sarsaparilla and soda crackers. Right, the peanut butter. Is there anything... I recall something in here. Let's get out of there and go to the top. Was there not something I needed here? Oh, here it was. I think that this was it. Hey, we got a document. The stock certificate. Okay. I thought we needed that for something. This is a certificate entitling the bearer to 37 shares of Littlefield & Sons Camera Inc., a company based in Topeka. Just sell it. 192 meat? Alright. I mean, I'll take it. Is there probably a needle in here? Yeah, there is. There's a needle in here? Cool. And here? Awesome. Don't know why I never bothered to look in there. Let's go, ghosty ghost. Alright, we're gonna go to... you know what? Let's wander. Anything around here that we can do, or... You notice a smoldering hole in the ground and recognize it as the habitat of the southeast western coal snake. They keep to themselves mostly, but they're also known to enjoy a fight. Let's thrust one up upon it then. Jesus. You got the jump on him this time. That thing is a big coal snake. I can't use that because I only have the 1 action point. However, apply 10 damage? Sure. Fuck it. 10 damage and it's poisoned. Meanwhile, let's shoot for 6. Okay, never mind. That did a lot more than 6. We got Snake Spleen, which sets an enemy on fire. We got Grit level 3. We got Coal Snake Skin, which puts on your hat to add +3 moxie, collect a venom and a medicine, and we did good. It was a hell of a fight we did. Okay, let's, can I access my inventory here, or anything? No, but I can access it here, so. Let's apply that to that. You put the coal snake skin on your hat, making it